Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Leading Health with myself, Dr. Atom. Appreciate you connecting, engaging, and exploring as always. So, guys, today what we want to do is to actually review another healthcare facility. So, I've done another video on that. So, this is another one that we wanted to just do. So, basically, what we want to do is just recap on what another healthcare organization that I managed to sort of get a tour on a few weeks ago, and just to give you my thoughts on what that healthcare organization is actually doing, which I think is actually amazing. So, actually, this story is a bit weird because it was back in 2018 that my friend reached out to me and said, "Hey, I've got this new healthcare clinic, come and see it." So, booked a flight, went over to Tanzania, and that was when I saw Reliable Diagnostics for the first time. I was actually doing my PhD back then, so during the holidays, I just went there, and I was actually there for about a month. And it was an amazing holiday, but as well as being in a holiday, it was actually a great opportunity to see a new healthcare organization sort of setting up and start to see some of the intricate details that went into establishing a healthcare organization and actually making it some like a viable business, which is more difficult than I had anticipated, especially back in 2018. So the first thing I realized was that although this was like not really a general hospital, so it wasn't a general hospital, but it was really, really spacious. They had loads of space, and that was really good, especially when you walked into the waiting room. It was like a massive sort of space, and you didn't feel cramped, you didn't feel like it was overcrowded, and they seemed to know how to use the space really well, and they also knew how to sort of manage people through the whole building, and I thought that was quite interesting. I wasn't sure if it was like purposeful, but you could certainly tell that they've been sort of paying attention to patient flow. They know how the patients that they get, how they use the space, and they've come up with a sort of effective strategy for getting patients from the time they actually enter through the doors to the time they leave. That's really, really important as a healthcare organization. Right, another thing I noticed was that they had evidently spent a lot of money getting that facility running. And they didn't spare any cost in the sort of healthcare infrastructure that was needed to really make it a top quality dialysis center, especially in Tanzania. And I was impressed at the attention to detail, at the sort of background spending that you don't normally see, or some healthcare organizations would try and circumvent. And as soon as you walked into the building, as soon as you walked into the clinic, you felt that sense of, okay, then this is a quality place. This is where you want to be at. And I think that is very important, especially for private healthcare organizations.
Insight. What's
Yes,
this?
this is the CT machine. It's a Siemens German brand, manufactured 2017, 128 slices. So every image, it cuts the image into 128 slices,
Okay.
which shows a
So
lot
some
of things.
state-of-the-art equipment that you've got here.
Very much.
Hmm.
So
Great.
Another thing I noticed was that they had lots of like good quality staff. Everyone knew what they were doing. I had loads of chats with staff off camera, sort of finding out, how long they've been working there. And you realize that they had like a core team that had been there for years.
So this is a radiographer right now just doing a scan. There's a patient inside of the MRI room. And then we have another one who normally does the CT scanning.
Most of them like from the beginning when the organization first started. And that creates that sort of conducive culture, right? Because what you want is you want to get those sort of dynamics. You want to make sure that like everyone knows everyone, people have been working together for a while. There's that vibe, they can sort of understand everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and they can sort of work within that. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah, that was actually really cool. Something that I'm going to take forward. Thinking about the tour of Reliable, what I would say is there are a few things that I picked up. Number one, care quality always wins. If you seek to provide the best quality care that you can, if you're always driving for like improvements, marginal gains, big gains, really just trying to push the boundaries as much as you can, you're always going to win. Sometimes you don't win in the short term, and I think sometimes that sort of puts people off. But if you stay the course, you always win, particularly over time. And actually, if you're a private institution, you're going to start to draw in more patients, and that's really really important, right? So the second thing that I realized was the importance of human capital, investing in human capital, retaining good quality talent within your organization. Um, if you think about it, healthcare is quite labor intensive. You need loads of staff. So if you need lots of staff, what you want to try and ensure is that you have good quality staff, right? So there's no point having 100 staff and they're not trained. It's better to have slightly less staff, but to train them really, really well. And I think Reliable, what they've been able to do, I'm not sure how, but they have both the quality and the quantity. And I thought that was really impressive. So the last key point I picked up from that tour was about vision. You need to have a long-term strategy and long-term vision as to how you are going to manage your healthcare organization. What I've realized is, healthcare is a long-term situation. And so what you want to do is to say, okay, then, where is our market? What's our niche? What do we want to do? What do we want to be known for in the long term? And what I've realized is the most successful healthcare organizations are those that plan long term, and that means planning in the infrastructure, making sure you've got the equipment that's gonna, take you forward, making sure that you're investing in your human capital, making sure that you're creating that absolute conducive ecosystem that is going to thrive over time, that's going to grow over time, and that's going to give you the sort of brand identity that you're looking for, which is this is a good quality place. You can trust us. Come, let us help you deliver all of your healthcare needs. And I think Reliable certainly did that. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on them because I want to see how they're going to develop moving forward. I was talking to the manager and some of the leadership, and I know they've got amazing plans. They're trying to expand. They want to do other things. And I think when you're doing things well, like the basic things really well, it gives you that strong platform to build on and to do more in a really good quality, long-term focused way. Okay, guys, so that was an insight into another healthcare facility that I have sort of toured recently. I hope you found the video useful. As always, leave a comment. Let me know the type of videos that you guys want me to be making. I'm always looking out for like new ideas. And as always, guys, stay connected.